Genre: persuasive article. Time for kids. The case of the missing bees. Essential question: how do natural events and human activities affect the environment? Read two views about how natural events and human activities have affected honeybee colonies. Point: counterpoint. A germ of an idea. An infection seems to have caused the decline of honeybee populations. Where have all the honeybees gone? Over the past few years, billions of honeybees have disappeared. They fly away from their colonies and seem to never return. This widespread problem is called colony collapse disorder, CCD. It's the main reason the honeybee population in the U.S. today has declined to half of what it was 50 years ago. Because 1/3 of crops in the U.S. require honeybees to help pollinate them, some experts predict CCD could create an agricultural catastrophe. What's responsible for the unexpected disappearance? There are several suspects, including stress on bees from overcrowded hives, lack of pollen, parasites, and pesticides. Scientists have yet to identify any one of these as the definite cause of CCD. But recently, researchers have found two probable causes: a fungus and a virus. A fungus is an organism that breaks down matter. Some fungi can cause infection. A virus is a microbe or germ. A deadly combination. Bees infected with either the fungus or the virus separately could become sick, but they probably would survive. Bees infected with the fungus and the virus at the same time would most certainly die. That is what scientists who did research in Montana concluded. They tested samples of empty hives against hives that thrive, a control group that was unaffected by CCD. They compared their findings and discovered the virus and fungus in every empty hive they tested. Though the fungus and virus combination is the most probable cause so far, investigations into CCD continue. Other scientists are investigating whether CCD could have been caused by a combination of many factors: pesticides, parasites, fungus, and virus. Each of these can weaken a bee's immune system and make it sick. A combination could be deadly. Only when scientists find the cause of CCD can they find the cure to saving the bees. Counterpoint, point. Pointing to pesticides. Lately, honeybees have not been very busy. Are pesticides to blame? It's a honey of a mystery. In recent years, beekeepers in many countries have lost thousands of colonies and billions of bees. The insects would suddenly disappear and not return to their hives. This condition, called colony collapse disorder, CCD, has caused 20 to 40% of U.S. honeybee colonies to die out. Unfortunately, the reduction in the bee population could affect the country's food production. That's because honeybees pollinate crops of flowering plants. Without these insects, the production of fruits and vegetables would be threatened. The unusual suspects. Most scientists believe the probable cause of CCD is a fungus or a virus working alone or in combination. But some experts have reached a different conclusion. Their main suspect is pesticides. Pesticides are chemicals sprayed on crops to keep away pests. Researchers in France managed to identify one pesticide as harmful to bees. This has led other scientists to investigate how other pesticides affect bees. Pesticides can be absorbed by pollen that the bees consume or that drifts into the hive. Some studies have shown that even small amounts of certain pesticides can affect bee behavior, such as how they search for flower nectar. Sick bees may not be able to figure out where they're going, get lost, and never return to their colonies. This would explain the decline in honeybee populations. Farmers use pesticides to keep away insects that will damage crops. Some pesticides can harm beneficial insects like honeybees. Are pesticides to blame? A study of hives hit by CCD in Florida and California found 50 different human-made chemicals in the samples. The study could not confirm that the pesticides had directly caused CCD, but other scientists are still investigating whether pesticides are at least partly to blame. At the least, the chemicals may weaken bees enough to allow infection by a virus or a fungus. Until scientists know the exact cause of the honeybee disappearance, the use of these harsh poisons should be cut back. Beekeepers examine hives to make sure the honeybee colonies are healthy.